All right, welcome to Dead Talk. We're here to talk about being caretakers slash grave diggers and all that goes into that kind of stuff. We kind of did a little bit of talking about it in one podcast, but we wanted to go a little more in depth, tell some weird, funny stories, or just talk. So, Sterling, I believe you have
All right.
a beginning tale.
In the cemetery where we work.
This one's called Death at the Cemetery.
Yes, Death at the Cemetery. Nice. No. We have a lot. We have an infestation of moles, as Denny will attest. He hates them. Have you?
Yep.
Have you seen him stomp around those things?
Oh yeah, I've watched him do it. Preface real quick. There are a couple other people that work with us there. There is Mark. He is kind of, what would you call him? He's like the head.
He's the
head caretaker.
I think he's called Sebastian or something.
We don't really know the name, but we're gonna move on.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
And then Denny is just another guy that kind of works there with us on and off. He also has another job at a hospital, right?
Dr. Denny.
Yeah, he's a doctor?
Yeah.
Oh wow. This guy is goofy. You want to talk a little bit about Denny real quick before we get back to your story?
When
did he first show up on the scene?
Actually, he showed up. It was my boss at the TV store, Dave.
Yeah.
Mark, and Denny all worked there back in the late '80s, early '90s.
Yeah, he mentioned that to me. He's like, I remember I used to work here all the time.
The Vandervins' grandfather was one of the caretakers before, and the guy before that, Jake, he was a good friend of theirs. He's retired and is living elsewhere. But yeah, they all used to work there, and Dave would go. He would work there, and then he would go down to the TV store downtown and then open it there. So it was just an old crew that was there, and Denny came back every now and then to help when he needed the money. So, yeah, but
he's been officially nicknamed the Flash, aka the Human Blur.
Human Blur.
Because he's so fast. And none of us can catch up to him, which is why he typically kind of just sits there and waits and kind of stares off and waits for you to catch up to him. Because otherwise, he just embarrass you with how just blindingly fast he is at his job. I mean, a man at his age, he just does work. Puts in hours is what he does.
It's amazing. He'll start a row, and you'll think he's done after about 2 minutes, because he's just standing there, just admiring his work.
Sarcasm. No, this guy is he's not good at all. He's there. He's there, and he does the work. He takes a little bit of the burden off, but I only towards the end of my job, I didn't pay much attention to him really. Only towards the end of whenever I was working there, I just got so tired of him, just watching him. He would literally, we have to do a lot of these in rows to go along for the cemetery, and I would sometimes look over and I would be doing 3 rows, all the same size, but the time he would finish about 3/4 of the way through his, and then all throughout whenever I would be looking over, he just kind of stop, let go of his mower, and kind of like look around, just kind of look around for a little bit, just in case there was something he was missing in the cemetery that he's been working in for the past 20 years. It's kind of ridiculous. But no,
anyways, moles infested everywhere. Ground squirrels, you name it. And I was mowing one time over a ridge. Normally, try and muscle through them, but I tore through it. And I hear something, and something flings out. It's this red ribbon. It looks like I had mowed over decorations, but there were no decorations because you space off when you mow for 7 hours a day, a week, and I just got curious because this is random, and I go over there. And sure enough, it looks like it's red cloth, but at the very tips was fur and a nose. And what happened was, as I was going through the Mole Ridge, the tunnel, I had opened it up enough, and the blades caused enough force to pull the mole out, chop him up a bit, and then out of the mower.
PETA, we're sorry.
It was unintentional, I swear.
These kind of things happen.
And it stayed there because I figured, I'm not touching that. And
Mark, I'm done for the day. Do I get
like,
downtime for this?
No. I figured, scavengers would come by, an eel, they're all over the place. I thought they'd be over that. No. A couple days later, the entire section smelled horrendously. It was horrible.
Glad I didn't work then.
Yeah. But, hey, that is one less mole I had to deal with that summer.
Oh my gosh, yeah. They are ridiculous, especially towards the end of fall. I don't know what it is, especially over by the first sections. They just get everywhere. But no, that kind of reminds me of one time I was riding over in the Catholic side, and I was just riding along, and the grass was really tall, so I couldn't see what was under it. And I'm just, all of a sudden I hear this, and then the lawnmower, of course, just stops going. And I'm like, oh crap, I hit a rock or I hit a tree or something. And I broke the mower. I was freaking out, and then I pulled back, and I just see red everywhere. And there's the half of the snake that's just kind of what the hell? Because he was still alive. I only got the tail section of him. But he was he was hissing at me, and I was like, I'll just pull back. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm going to go to lunch. It's basically what I was like. Yeah. It was interesting.
The Catholic has all sorts of animals. Deer have run through there.
It's pretty cool seeing a lot of deer going through there.
I mean, you could be 5 feet away. I actually learned I could catch a fawn.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I think you told me about that.
Yeah, I can catch a fawn. And I did this without looking for a buck, which you really should do, because the mother is not as temperamental as the buck. So
I saw you run around that amazing ball thing. You were crazy. It was watching you because Mandy was skating away. I was like, man, Mandy's skating pretty fast. But I see Sterling come right around the corner. But no. Also, another thing that kind of happened, you missed out on because it was just after you left. But there was this older guy came in. The day before, Mark had said that, oh, hey, there's going to be this guy. He's going to be coming in. He's got to serve community service. Don't really know the reason why. But apparently he's this crotchety old man. And so me and Denny were like, okay, what is this guy doing over here? And so he shows up. Oh yeah, Denny did say, or not Denny, but Mark had said it had something to do with him and the neighbor's cat. That was an interesting thing to kind of say, but then the next day the guy shows up before I do, and so I park, get out of my car, and start walking up towards the shed where we have all the equipment and everything, and the guy's parked right next to the door, and on the top of his truck is just this giant bottle of vodka, and then has the earphones wrapped around him, and that guy was ready to work.
That's how you start a day.
Yeah. And I gotta tell you, by the end of that one day, about a quarter of that bottle was gone. And Mark had him going out weed eating and stuff, just kind of on his own because he was older, so he could push mowers that well. And actually, on one of the last days that I saw him working there, I was driving up back from my lunch break, I think, and I saw him over on the Catholic side. I don't think he saw that it was me that drove past him, but he was literally just sitting there on the hill, kind of doing this, not doing anything. I was like, huh, okay, that's interesting. Good time to spend your community service hours.
Yeah.
No, but then I guess the second day he was there, he started talking about how there was he'd been looking for through the graves for a particular grave of this older lady who had died a while back. I guess was kind of prominent in Fulton politics or something, because he kind of went head to head with her, and had said that he was looking for her grave because he told her in one of their arguments or whatever that he would piss on her grave. And so that was kind of interesting to hear. And then I don't know, a couple days go by, and it finally comes out. I guess he told Mark, and then Mark told me and Denny about why he had gotten a community service. Was that his dog he had chained up outside of his yard, and there was this stray cat that would kind of go like all around the town or whatever, and it would come up to the dog just out of where the dog could reach with a chain and start batting at it and scratching it and everything.
And see, I'm gonna stop you here for old school cartoonist. No Foghorn Leghorn would frequently do this to that one dog,
Yeah.
and right outside the chain, just annoy the hell out of it till it's snapped.
Yeah. So this guy like saw that this was going on and decided to go out and he got a BB gun and started shooting, not directly at the cat at first, but like just around the area where the cat was to kind of freak it out and make it run away. But it would keep coming back. So this went on for like a week, I guess, and so he ended up like actually shooting the cat and hitting it, and then it ran off and ran over to the neighbor's house, where the neighbors claimed that it was their cat all along. It wasn't a stray cat. And so basically they sued him for damages to the cat. He just said that basically if I had killed the cat, I wouldn't have gotten in as much trouble as I just injured it.
Shoot to kill.
Yeah, basically.
Shoot to kill.
So that was just interesting. But no, then one of the last days he was working there, we were all sitting around eating lunch or whatnot, and he finally just blurts out, "So I found that grave I was looking for." And I look up, and I immediately know like what he was talking about, because he was talking about the old lady, and I was just like, "Oh no, he didn't." And Mark's just like, "So did you piss on her grave?" And the old guy was just like, "I don't really think I should be talking about it right here." So
that's more community service, I think.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think you got to be going somewhere to work, and that was Dead Talk. We might come back to this segment if we have other things to talk about.
We'll reconvene.
But yeah.
Thank you.